I want to thank you for joining me for this episode. I'm really excited about my next guest. I have Mitchell here with me. She and I have been connected through our children. We met because they both attended the same school when my husband and I first moved to the McDonough area from Columbus, Georgia. And so we have kind of just been connected ever since. So we have we're no longer connected through the school, but we still have remained friends and continue to keep in touch and um, regularly check in with each other and do business goal oriented things together. So I'm really excited to have her here because she is just continuing to flourish and move forward in her business. And we will get into some of those topics here shortly. But before we get started, I want Mitchell to give her the opportunity to introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Mitchell Tulla. I am an accountant by profession, and I have also started my writing journey. And my first book is Going On with Empty Arms. It is about uh, my experience having a ruptured ectopic
Mm,
um, and having 3 healthy pregnancies after.
mm.
So that's just the gist of it. I
Oh,
have
okay.
go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that's amazing because, how is it that we get to this place where we can write about it? So many times we have things that have happened to us in the past, and it's just kind of like this background music that's playing in our head. But how were you able to get that to a point where you felt comfortable writing about it?
It took me years because that was like 18 years ago. It was July 9, 2002.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember at first I just didn't want to deal with it. And
Mm-hmm.
I was just so grateful that I was able to have kids because I've always wanted to be a mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one day I sat and I'm like, this could probably help somebody because I was hearing stories about other people who had miscarriages or something, and they're like, I will never ever try again. And I'm like,
Mm.
probably if I tell my story, then that will encourage somebody else to be that mother that I know they can be and just to try again. Because once you believe in God for something, believe me, you're going to get it. Whatever it is that you're believing Him
Mm-hmm.
for, it is going to happen. But you have to believe, and that's
That
how
is
I ended up writing the book.
I love that. And so, this is good because a lot of people who write a book tell their story, even if it's just something that they do verbally, on TV to even speak it to somebody else, a friend or something.
Mhm.
What was it that took it from a story about me and my um, disappointment or my sadness to providing hope and joy for somebody else? Does that question make sense?
Mhm. Yes.
Mm,
Um, it is just my nature, I guess, to think about others.
mm,
And because I know the blessing that how blessed I am.
mm-hmm,
So it wasn't like I wasn't in a dark place. Even like
mm-hmm,
times when I might get sad because of course you didn't meet your baby, you don't know what it was, you don't know. And then at the same time I could have died because it
mm,
actually ruptured in my sleep.
mm,
So so I always try to find a positive in things, and just the fact that I was able to conceive and have 3 boys after
mm-hmm,
that just let me just say to start thinking to myself, this is not for you. You were the one who
mm,
went through it, but your story is not for you. You don't need it anymore. And I really didn't.
mm,
I didn't need it
mm,
anymore. I didn't need it to be sad. I didn't need it to be because I was yes on the um anniversary every year. It used to be painful. I have gotten
Mm-hmm.
better
Mm-hmm.
at it. Now I ask questions because I wouldn't ask my family anything about what happened that day, just my memory. That's all that I could handle. I couldn't handle what they saw or what happened while I was in surgery or anything like that.
Mm.
So just being able to be okay with it, because for years
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't talk about it. I would get angry when anybody else bring it up
Mm-hmm.
because it was still so painful. But now I
Mm-hmm.
can speak about it without crying or feeling any kind of way because I realize just how blessed I am.
Mm. So you feel that the gratitude was what kind of got you through. Yeah, I mean, you brought up something really good that you said you can tell your story because you didn't need it anymore. So
Hmm.
this story that you were telling yourself, it was no longer serving you.
Yes.
So what was it? Because many people are at this place, and I ask these questions because hey, I've been there myself.
Hmm.
So the transition from the realization that, you know what, it's not serving you. What were you doing before you realized that it wasn't serving you? Do you understand the question?
Yes. Hmm.
Mhm.
At first, I was focusing more on the disappointment,
Mhm.
the being pregnant 4 times but only having 3 babies,
Mhm.
just all that negative towards it, and I had to change that in my mind. I had
Mm.
to realize just how blessed I am because number one, he kept me, so I could
Mhm.
have gotten the opportunity to be the mother I wanted to be.
Mm.
Um, so that's where it started. Like, just stop living in my head. Like, yes, it
Mhm.
happened. Yes, you were saved. You have gotten a second chance. So now it's time for you to move on from that.
Mm. That's good. So today, how has that changed your possibly even your idea about motherhood? Because sometimes, if we have some of these negative things in our head, they don't have anything to do with our kids that are in front of us, but it
Mhm,
can kind of affect our relationship or the energy that we bring to the relationship. So,
mhm.
since you've had this clarity and this lifting with this story, how has it impacted your relationship with your children?
My I don't think it has never negatively affected me and the boys because I
Mm-hmm.
always realize just how much of a blessing they are, even when they drive me absolutely insane. So
I hear you. I hear you.
sometimes they do try me, and I'm like, oh my gosh. That's when I have to really and truly remind myself they're a gift.
Right.
This is what you wanted. So it never really affected us. It's just that I never really spoke about it with the boys. I know my mom was the one who told my oldest about it, and it really and truly affected him. Because he would say stuff like, if the baby was here, then I wouldn't be here. And I always tell him that God always know what he's doing. And if you
Mm-hmm.
weren't supposed to be here, you would not be here.
Mm.
So that's the only things that I would never really discuss it with them. Although now they talk about it and they're like, oh, our brother, which I think it was a sister, but they always say, oh, my brother and stuff. So now I do not say anything to them when they start talking about it because I realize that's a part of their journey as well.
Mm.
Because I don't really understand what they're feeling or what they're thinking
Mm-hmm.
about it. Like, probably they feel, I know for my oldest, he felt guilty, and
Mm.
so I was upset with my mom when she told him because he has nothing to do with that. He had nothing at all to do with that. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this is awesome. So, your book, you finished it. It's ready now. This is a great gift for the holidays and things like that. So, talk to us about this journey. Was this something you got a publisher for? Is this self published? How did that look?
It is self-published, and I've
Mm-hmm.
always wanted to publish it, but it was just sitting on my computer, just like anything else. Like, oh my gosh, I can't publish no book. I can't do this. Just the self-doubt that we have and the negative conversations that we have with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But then I remember I had set a 90-day goal to have my book published. And then Legend and his wife lost their baby.
Mm.
And that was in October, and October was miscarriage month. So it
Oh, I
said now
didn't
would
know
be a
that.
great time. Yes. I was like, now would
Mm-hmm.
be a great time to publish it because of what
Mm.
it represents. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how I did it. I did self-publish on Amazon, and that was an experience as well. But I did learn a lot from it. If I would publish another book from on self-publish another book, I probably would.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yes, but that's how I just one day I just said, okay, this is it. It is time for me to let it go.
That
So
is
I
awesome.
published it.
That is so awesome. So, talk to us about not only do you have this journey with writing this book, the self publishing, which you learned on your own, you also have other things that you do. You know, you've got your boys, and, we're dealing with this global pandemic, however that's looking. And you've got your businesses. So, talk to us about how you're able to manage all the different irons you have in the fire, so to speak, and what some of these other businesses are that you do.
Okay. The other business I do is accounting. I own a accounting firm, Anytime
Mm-hmm.
Tax Services Inc.
Mm-hmm.
And this year is actually my first year being in business full time because I used to just do it on the side. During tax season, I would see some clients. And so during the pandemic, I don't know if I am crazy or not, but during the pandemic, that's when I actually quit my job last year in December.
Mm-hmm.
So I could go full time in my business. So it has been challenging. But is it is something that I always wanted to do. And
Mm-hmm.
I have been I have achieved my goals with my business.
Mm.
So, and how I handle everything is I have to compartmentalize things. I cannot, there are times when I am just in mommy zone that I try not to do anything work related until I get my kids situated. And
Mm-hmm.
then I have set times to get work done. And sometimes it means working late at nights, but that's
Mm-hmm.
what I have to do. And I can schedule. The beauty about being self-employed is I have freedom of my own time. No,
Mm-hmm.
nobody controls my time but me. So if my kids have things to do, I can schedule my clients around my children and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So that has been a true blessing. It has not been easy. I wouldn't lie and say it has been easy. It has not been
Mm-hmm.
easy.
Mm-hmm.
But um they said that God will provide all your needs, and He has, because we
Amen.
have been okay. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
little we have, yes, we've been okay with it. So
Mm-hmm. I love that.
that's just how I keep things together. And there are times when I might have to put my own self in timeout, but because
I
they've been
understand.
home with me for a very long time. So now
Yes.
it's like, okay, you're a mommy friend. And I'm like, no, I'm not your friend. I am still your
Right.
mother.
Right.
Whatever I say still goes, although you're home
Yes.
with me every day and we're learning each other more.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So,
Now, so you do have the ability to work from home then.
yes, I
You don't
do. Mhm.
necessarily have to go out. That's good. Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
So your kids are doing the remote learning then.
Yes, they are.
Okay. Okay. So what tips would you give other moms, regarding, this the right kind of balance, because we always talk about work-life balance, but what advice would
Mhm.
you give them with maintaining your business when you're working from home and your kids are at home?
The best thing you can do for yourself is to schedule things,
Mhm.
especially the day before.
Mhm.
Try to have things scheduled, whereas you know that from 8 to 9 is probably breakfast, or 7 to 8 is breakfast. Then what I do is to look over the kids' work.
Mhm.
I started training them because I'm like, I know come tax season, I probably won't have time to sit with them and make certain that. So started training them how to start working. Like I have them,
Mm.
they start with the most challenging stuff for them first, and
Mhm.
then the easy stuff they can always breeze through that in the evening when they're getting tired or they're getting agitated,
Mm.
because that's so easy to do. So I have them start
Mhm.
with the when they're nice and full after breakfast.
Mhm.
Have them start doing the most challenging things where they can focus and really get the work done. And as for
That's
my
it.
business, I try to do office hours in the evening, especially
Mhm.
when all the hard stuff is done. They just have like spelling or Bible verse or something
Mhm.
like that, where I
Mhm.
know that if I have to run out, then they can handle that on their own.
Mhm.
So I try to
Mhm.
have my office hours in the evening, and then I work on other things like checking emails and stuff like that at night.
Mhm.
Of course, the
Mhm.
kids are in bed, so that time is mine.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's how I've been able to keep everything together and not go crazy.
I feel you. Yeah, speaking my language here. Now, so what, as we approach the end of 2020, what are some goals and aspirations that you have? Even though, we do have a pandemic, we do have a modified situation where the kids are at home, business is at home. So, what do you want to work towards for 2021?
For 2021, I want to double my clientele
Mm-hmm.
for my business, and I want to publish another book for my business. Because
Ah.
I noticed during the pandemic, I had to do a lot of applications for clients, and that's when I realized that a lot of clients, their stuff just wasn't set up right. So a lot of them
Mm.
did not qualify for funding because of the way they were trying to run their business. It
Mm.
is good for us to want to start a business, and but sometimes we're not ready for the things that we're seeking.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's good. And I love the fact that things come from out of what we're able to observe.
Hmm.
So do you
Yes.
think, like, because there's times like when we're in an industry, but we just kind of don't feel led to write a book. But do you think that in some instances with this pandemic, it has allowed us to be more clear about what we do, that allows us to have a different perspective to help even more?
Yes, I think it does. Yes,
Hmm.
absolutely.
Hmm. So that's interesting. So, what are some things during the pandemic that you have grown accustomed to that you would like to continue with even when things quote unquote begin to open up and we get back to some kind of familiar place of what we're used to where our kids are in school, or you're back at your storefront or brick and mortar? So what are some things you're doing now because of the pandemic that you want to continue to do?
One of the thing that I did, I started crocheting again. So I know
Mm.
I'll definitely have to find time for that whenever we things get back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
I was also thinking about keeping my children at home, as crazy as that makes.
I know that's right.
So I don't know yet, because I know that they do not want to go back into the classroom. They rather to be at home with me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why. I don't know if it's just me crazy or if they're crazy too. I don't know.
Hey, my kids
But
are the same way, so I'm with you on that. It's just, I think it's the whole thing where the family unit is coming back together.
mhm, yes.
And, it's, it's really a situation where you look back and you reflect.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like there is no in between happy medium. It's
Yes.
either you're all in or you're all out, kind
Out.
of, which is
Yes.
sad. It shouldn't be that way because
Yeah.
we don't profess that when we talk about, oh, you can have a career, your kids can do this. But
Mm-hmm.
there's so much that, as we've been able to observe with this pandemic, so many um, ways that we have been separated that now, once you kind of navigate through that, it's like, man, we look at the separation sometimes as being a problem, but it
Mm-hmm.
also, when we were not separated, it gave us so much more clarity,
Mm-hmm.
and unity.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know for me, I used to run around all the time taking them to practices,
Mm-hmm.
somebody to work. And I'm like, ooh, I'm just enjoying being able to stay at home and not,
Yes.
have to run around like a taxi driver.
Uh-huh. Yes, yes, that's so true. No more picking up from school. They're right
Yes.
here. So the picking up at school time when it's nice outside, we just go to the park and walk.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
now they're learning things because my kids didn't know to ride a bike. And now my middle child, he
Mm-hmm.
rides away and leave us at the park and comes back and meet us. And it's just the joy of seeing them evolve. Just knowing
Mm-hmm.
that you can pour into them every single day and it's
Mm-hmm.
just you pouring into them and not
Mm-hmm.
them being around other influences that are not so
Mm-hmm.
good for them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
that it has been a real blessing just to be able to be with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I know one of the things for me is like, man, you kind of forget who they are.
Yes.
And I'm sure they forget who we are. I mean, and it's so
Mhm.
crazy because it's like, okay, yeah, even though they just went to school, okay, that's a few hours out of the day. But
Yes.
I mean, we can have that same situation where the distance begins to grow, even though
Mhm.
we see each other every day because of the type of interactions
Yes.
that we're not able to have with each other that we're able to have now
Mhm.
during the pandemic. So that is some great stuff to bring up. So,
Mhm.
what is the best way for the audience to get a hold of you?
My phone number is 470-488-9820. And if someone is interested in purchasing the book, it's available
Mm-hmm.
on Amazon, amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll send you a link, Miss
Okay.
Lachelle, so you can
Mm-hmm.
post it as well.
Awesome.
Mhm.
And what final words would you like to give or advice, as it approaches the end of the year, maybe advice on how people can kind of end up their year on the right note or something, or whatever you feel led to share?
Okay. In regards to taxes, because we all know it's going to be a crazy tax year this year,
Mm-hmm.
is just to ensure that they have all their information together,
Mm-hmm.
that they write stuff down, because especially for business owners, there's a lot of credits that a lot of them did not take advantage of. So
Mm-hmm.
ensure that their tax preparer is aware if they had kept their employees on payroll during the pandemic, if they were if they had applied for the PPP loan and some of it was forgiven, they need to let them know that as well, because
Mm-hmm.
the money that was forgiven, they cannot claim that on their taxes. That was a
Mm,
grant, so they cannot claim those expenses. And what else? And just to have all their documentation together so that they won't have a it will avoid a lot of headaches because the IRS has everything. So of course they will be sending them asking them for information after tax season. So
mm,
just to ensure that they're getting the right credits and the right deductions. Remember to do your contributions if you decide to itemize.
mm-hmm,
And what else? And for those who are retired, ensure that you're waiting on your social security statement before you do your taxes. Because I know
mm,
sometimes they take a while. And if you do your taxes without it, then the IRS is just going to complete the tax return for you and let you know what you
Mm,
owe. So it's always good to wait until you receive it, especially if it's your first year being retired and
mm-hmm.
you have no idea what that looks like. So it's
Mm.
to wait until you receive everything.
That is awesome. Yeah, you get about that to even think
Mhm.
about that. Yeah. I tell you, because, you know, sometimes we just can be so anxious about things. And, you know,
Mhm.
just if you don't know, you don't know. We only
Yes,
go from what we know. And
yes.
especially if it's your first year, you
Mhm.
may not even have the mindset to think about it because how many years have you been paying taxes? You've been thinking about the process, not
Yes.
necessarily, you know, the whole format of what goes what with what, you know, so
Mhm.
that's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And we look forward to that next book. That is just amazing. And, you know, for many women who are going through what you have experienced, this can definitely be some encouraging opportunity for them to recognize that, you know, we all have a voice, we all have a story, and we can
Mhm.
be a blessing to somebody else who may be experiencing what we've already experienced.
Yes.
So I encourage those who are listening, if this resonated with you, to reach out to Mitchell, because this is something that maybe only someone who experienced this can understand some of the questions or some of the ways that, you know, you're thinking, and she may be able to just say something that really resonates because she experienced it to help you move forward in your own journey. So we just want to thank you for your time, Mitchell, for being able to share your story, and we wish you much success in 2021.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome, and you have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
Uh huh.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.